you and I got to geek out a little bit about when I saw the title "I'll Be Back," I was like, "That's Arnold. That's the Terminator." Where did the title of your book come from, and why is this concept of "I'll Be Back"? How does it actually relate to that McDonald's story?
Sure. Well, first of all, the book "I'll Be Back," subtitle, How to Get Your Customers to Come Back Again and Again. When I came up with that title, and I actually created an outline of different concepts I wanted to put into the book, I never thought about Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Terminator until I wrote the first 2 or 3 sentences of the outline. As I was getting into like a more detail, like writing a paragraph summary on each part, as I got into this, I said, wait a minute. Who made the phrase "I'll be back" famous? And I wasn't even thinking, but isn't this what you want your customers to say? "I'll be back," and then they do come back. And so that's where it didn't start out to be a Terminator style book, but actually I have a chapter in there titled "You're Terminated." And it's 10 reasons customers would terminate the relationship with you. Yeah. And then I actually have 3 reasons why you as a business would want to terminate your relationship with a customer. And by the way, there's many more, but we could write a whole book on just those, but I thought, let me get you started and get you thinking. And some of this was based on a research, which by the way, the research is available at no charge. Just go to hyken.com, my website, hyken.com. There's a little tab at the top that says research, click it, open it up, and you can download this year's report, last year's report. And we do an extensive consumer study with over 1,000 consumers on what their thoughts are about customer service and experience. But back to "I'll Be Back." So the "I'll Be Back" experience is something that I really thought about when I was working with a client, and they said, we always like to measure Net Promoter Score, what's the likelihood that you'd recommend, customer satisfaction, customer effort, but all of those, and I love the way he phrased it, that was yesterday. And I said, it's a history lesson is what it is. Every time you get feedback from a customer, it's something that's already happened. And he said, the way we truly measure success isn't that our customers are happy, it's if they come back. And they come back in the cadence, that's my word, in the cadence that we want them to come back. So to give you an example, if I own a hair salon, and I don't know where you get your hair cut, if you cut your hair yourself or you go somewhere to get it cut. But if you're a typical guy, gets their hair cut, maybe you get it cut once every 4 weeks, once every 6 weeks. I can expect that you're going to come into my salon 8 to 12 times a year.
Gotcha.
If I notice you coming in only 2 times a year, you're not in the cadence that I want you to come in.
True.
If maybe you're a woman who gets her hair colored maybe a man gets your hair colored every 6 weeks. I don't know. But if you start going out of the routine that you're supposed to be in, I recognize you might be a repeat customer, but you're not a loyal customer. And by the way, even if you come back at that cadence, you might not be a loyal customer. You're still a repeat customer, but you're acting like a loyal customer, which is why I want to find out why you keep coming back. And if it's just because we're the lowest price or more convenient, I realize I'm at risk at losing you to someone else that comes around that might be a lower price and more convenient than I am right now. So I want to make sure that I'm doing something to get you to come back that's a hook, emotional hook, if you will, because you like me, because you like our people, that we're friendly, that you can always count on us. We never make you wait. It's always a good experience. Anyway, I digress. So that's the behavior. So you don't just want to measure what's happened in the past, you want to measure the behavior moving forward. Now, that's where the title "I'll Be Back" came from, is because I was thinking about that as I was talking to my client. So let's jump to the McDonald's example. So this woman that recognized us from the week before and took great care of us, when my daughters, and I can go on and on, I took my son and my daughters, I have 3 kids, and they were 9-year-old son, 6 and 4-year-old daughter at the time. And every week I would say, where do you want to go for breakfast before school? And they'd always say McDonald's. And it was always because of that woman that we got to know and see every week who would take care of us. And that's the "I'll Be Back" strategy. What are we doing to make sure our customers want to come back again and again?
That's mind blowing. And that's kids. That is just,
Kids grow up to be adult customers. By the way, there's the economic buyer and the emotional buyer. Dad's the economic buyer. The kids, they're emotional. Let's go to McDonald's.
True. Very true. And they won, apparently.
Yes, they did.
30 years, you had one place to be. Where the hell were you?
Stuck in traffic.